Greetings fellow earthlings and welcome to this Cossacks Back to War video in which I am playing as the Ukraine. It's another part of my rundown video and this time I'm doing something different. I have recorded the video and this time I'm doing a commentary over the top. So I don't know what you think about it. It works easier for me this way, so that's why I'm doing it. So I'm playing as the Ukraine. 20 minutes peacetime. I'll probably skip most of the peacetime now because it's not the most interesting thing to watch. But as you can see, I'm playing on hard difficulty with me, again, with my ally Prussia in blue, and my enemies Austria and Russia in black and white. So you can see my ally to the south and my enemies to the west and southwest. So I've gone for a 2 town hall start. And I start training peasants early on, which is a good strategy, especially for peacetime. And then I start building my blacksmiths. So the reason why I've chose peacetime for the Ukraine is because they're a brilliant nation, possibly one of the best in the game. Actually, I would say the best in the game. However, they take a while to start. They can sometimes take about 10 minutes to get a decent army that can survive. But I've put 20 minutes just to show Ukraine in their better strength. So that's about it. I'm building my first barracks there, and you will see that I train my first unit once it's built, which is called the serdiuk or serduk. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but they're basically a 17th century musketeer, the only type of musketeer for the Ukraine, as the Ukraine don't have an 18th century barracks, and they also cannot train pikemen as well. So I've got to rely on these serdiuks and cavalry. And as you can see here, I'm having a look at Prussia. They've built 2 barracks, Austria are building 2 barracks, and Russia have built 2. So Austria is slightly behind. The other 2 nations are doing well, but I think I would say Prussia is in the best position right now. So some good things about the Ukraine are that their peasants cannot be captured. I'm getting all this from a website, I know some of it just off by heart anyway, but their peasants can't be captured. The website recommends 45 minutes peacetime for the Ukraine. However, I think 20 minutes is good enough as long as you're a good player. So they also say that their academies build 93% faster. A blacksmith is 33% faster. Barracks only cost wood, however that price increases much quicker. Churches have 26% more hit points. Houses cost 40% less. Town halls cost 50% less and can support 200 population, which is very good. The balloon, the balloon is available in the 17th century because because the Ukraine start in the 18th century. Well, it's still 17th, but they don't have the option to get into the 18th. It's much simpler when you play a game. However, some drawbacks for Ukraine are they don't of course have pikemen, they're limited in their musketeers. Artillery depots cost 285% more, and barracks is only support 75 population, which is very bad. Mine capacity upgrades are much more expensive. Howitzers train slower, so basically all the more advanced sort of things like cannons and things in the academy really slow down. Mines are slow down, however the basic units such as the cavalry and the musketeers, they are very good, especially once you start training them. So I'm now getting peasants on my food, which is very good at this time, and I'm waiting to research that improved wood gathering improvement from the academy there. Now I started building other barracks. It's always good to get 2 to increase the amount of military production, and I'm building a 3rd there because I have a lot of resources, which is very handy for me. And that's about it for my starts. I'm training more of these serdiuks. These are very good defensive units. Won't be needing them for about another how long is it? 15 minutes because of the peacetime. And I'm going to cut off the video for a little bit here, and I'll return. Now I'll just return when there's a good part coming up. Bye. Okay, so welcome back, fellow earthlings. My 2 town halls are working quite well. I've got lots of peasants gathering the basic materials of wood, food and stone. I'm not that good in supply with the resources from iron and coal, but I use my market and I am building all the mines. And as you can see, I start now building my stables. I start off with 2 stables. Well, I say starts off, it's about 10 minutes into the game. And there's 10 minutes left of peacetime. Well, 9 minutes now. As you can see, Russia has, by the map, Russia have pushed forward quite a bit. Prussia are still pushing him to the corner a bit more, but I think they've got a good economy. And Austria, as you can see on the map, are a basic nation. So I now start training these Cossacks here, the 6 Cossacks. They train very well, not very fast, but fast enough. Not fast compared to the diplomatic centre mercenary Cossacks, but they're still quite fast. And once you have all the upgrades, they become very powerful units. And as you just saw there, I built my first town hall, which should further increase peasant production, meaning I get more resources and better economy, build more stables, and so on. So I keep having to trade different resources in the market to get the required resources I need, because I don't need all that wood and stone, whereas I do need the coal and the iron. And as you can see there, I built an artillery depot. I don't plan to train any artillery, and I don't plan to build any more, but it's always good just to get one there in case if I change my mind, or well, actually I don't really know why I built it. It's just I like to have one of every building at least, apart from of course walls and towers. And then those peasants go off to build. What did I send them to build? Nah, I just sent them to gather wood. So I'm going to cut off the video again here, and bye. Okay, so welcome back, fellow earthlings. Basically, I've built another stable, and by trading in wood and coal, wood and stone, I have managed to train my units, so now my 6 Cossacks are much more powerful. My musketeers have a much increased attack, also defense as well. And I bring my Cossacks forward because there is only 1 minute 50 seconds of peacetime left, and then we are at war with Austria and Russia. However, I still keep my Prussian ally in the south. So I've got all my serdiuks there. They are very powerful units. They're just for defense. And I have my 6 Cossacks cavalry, which are brilliant units once trained. They're almost done. And also from the the stable, I can build, I think they're called the Don Cossack and the Hetman. I never really trained those, but I think they are okay units. I've tried the Don Cossack before, but I don't really know what the Hetman is. Is it like an officer for the cavalry? I should use one sometime. I'll make a video on it, in which I explore what the Hetman cavalry actually do. I know they cost gold per turn, and don't think they're the strongest units, so there must be some type of officer. It might be interesting. 45 seconds left of peacetime, and then you'll see it all change around completely. My cavalry, I plan to charge into Austria. I know what happens, but I won't spoil it because it's happening very soon. In 30 seconds, we'll be at war. Yep, my cavalry are now at maximum proficiency for attack. As you saw, I researched my last improvement for the cavalry. And I changed speed here. Yeah, I realise it's almost done, so I slow it down, so that I can prepare my final military preparations. 5 seconds left of peacetime. 4, 3, 2, 1, I cross the border, and we're at war. Now you can see movement around all the different nations now. They all realise we're at war. And I send one cavalry group to attack the south, and the other one to attack the north. Now, you might be thinking, why am I sending cavalry against all those spearmen there? But seeing as though they're so powerfully improved now, that I might as well, because they just slaughter through the spearmen. And I speed it up a little bit here because I realised it was just too slow. And I capture these peasants here. Well, not all of them, but most of them. Well, 2 of them. And I however delete them because I want to play as the Ukraine. I don't want to end up training other peasants from different nations and ruin it there. So as you can see, my Cossacks just cut straight through them. I've researched that to heal them once they get much more into the battle. I'm destroying buildings as they go through. Because they're fully trained, they just slaughter their way through even the heavy pikemen and cavalry. Their only real weakness is their towers that just bombard me and take me out. However, it's not causing much of a problem because they're quite tough and I have so many of them just charging through that they usually miss. And I'm deleting all the buildings that I capture as I go. Well, yeah, I am actually. And yeah, that's about it. I just destroy Austria. And then I should soon pull my soldiers out. Yep, that's what I'm doing now. And I bring them down to take these Austrian mines. Just finish Austria off completely. As you can see by the score now, they're basically dead. I don't think they make a comeback from this. Even the diplomatic centre's not training units, which is very rare because usually they still somehow seem to survive. Now, I sent my musketeers more south. I think I'm sending them to Russia because I have run out of Cossacks. I only have about, I'll say, 100 left on the game. Of course, I'm still training more, but it takes time, and you can see on the mini-map down below that Russia have a large army heading for Prussia. Prussia have a small army and also back up in the city. So, I know what happens, but I won't want to spoil it, of course. So you can see a big block of Russian soldiers down in the south, where I'm sending my serdiuks, or 17th century pikemen, whatever you want to call them, down south to try and help with me destroying the Russians. And also I have my Cossacks here waiting just to have a cavalry charge into them and cause problems. So Austria are now dead now. I don't think they have a single soldier left on the game, and I missed most of it here, but the Russians destroyed a lot of Prussians, but the Prussians used cannons to wipe out a lot of Russians. Well, that's quite hard to say, Prussians and Russians together. And yeah, I cross into Russia now, capturing the mines, and Russia, as you can see on the minimap, crosses into Prussian territory. I keep checking up at Austria to check if we have any units, but they don't there. Definitely dead now. And I believe I know that mine's destroyed, taking out a lot of my units, but I'm quite confident of victory by this point, so I didn't really mind. I'm making more different trading in the market so that I can improve soldiers. You can see my serdiuks now crossing almost into Russian territory. Yep, they're now in Russia. And the Russian soldiers have now crossed much more into Prussia. Well, not much more, but I'm on the border anyway. And are now about to, I believe, move into the city. Well, try to anyway. Now, it's always good to make sure that your home is okay and that there's not any big disasters. I'm going to cut off the video for I'm tired. A couple of minutes now. However, I won't miss any big battles or anything like that. So, cut. Okay, so welcome back, fellow earthlings. I only cut off about a minute there. It was pointless. I probably shouldn't have done it. But Russia have moved much closer to Prussia now, and I have sent a cavalry charge of my 6 Cossacks. There's only about 30 of them there, probably going to get slaughtered, into the city. However, they do much better than I thought. As you can see, they've cut in, they're destroying buildings now, and they're even killing the peasants. Look at the damage they did there. That was full of soldiers at one point, and now they're in the city causing chaos, and that's just with 30 of them. If I had sent in the 300 earlier into Russia, then it would have got Russia out of game as easily as it did with Austria. That was just brilliant how they just cut in there and destroyed them. I send my serdiuks now to destroy the Russians who are causing trouble for Prussia. As you will now see, they're firing the mortars into the Prussian city, destroying the buildings. Prussia are now relying on my help. I believe at this point I stopped training peasants. Oh, no, I'm still training, am I? Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, I'm still training the peasants. And as you can see, my 6 Cossacks in Russia have died. However, now they did so much damage that I don't think Russia can make a comeback in time. Especially now all my serdiuks are coming in. And they begin firing on the Russians to help my Prussian ally. By the looks of things, Prussia could have sorted out this battle by themselves with Russia. However, I'm there just to help them, provide support and make sure there's enough Prussian soldiers to help me when I move into Russia. So my serdiuks have just cut through them there. I think I lost about 20 or 40 mainly due to enemy cannons, but it wasn't much of a problem because I have so many and they're so strong now. And what I do next is I send all my serdiuks across the Russian border now that Prussia has been saved, and I get ready to invade Russia. I stopped training serdiuks now, so I have enough Sikh Cossacks being trained. You could probably see a peasant there doing nothing. I didn't realise him whilst in the game. And I'm making final adjustments with trade to improve my units for the final time now. As you can see, I'm getting my final improvements for the Sikh Cossacks defence. And I believe now they're near enough maximum strength. So I'll cut off the video for a few more minutes now and see my invasion of Russia. Bye. Okay, so greetings fellow earthlings. I'm sending my Sikh Cossacks down now into Russia. I have about 100 of them. That alone could be enough actually. My Prussian allies are coming up to also attack Russia. And at this point I send my serdiuks into the middle of the Russian city and cause as much damage as I possibly can. This appears to be some type of, in a way, suicidal march into their city, but I'm quite powerful. I've got the new healing thing, so even if anyone is wounded they get at least a slight improvement to the health. And as you can see, I killed lots of the mercenaries in that small wood there, and the Prussians are coming in from the north. And if you can see on the minimap, my Sikh Cossacks are about to charge into the city, make some heroic charge as we're moving. Now I'm going to lose a lot of my serdiuks here, in fact all of them, well near enough all of them. However, it's worth it because I think I'm going to win. And as you can see, my Cossacks have just charged into the city, killing everybody. Don't know why they trained an officer in that barracks in. And I'm capturing buildings, destroying the buildings so that they can't make a comeback. And then just destroy everything as I go. That's about it, it's just now fighting. The Prussians have seemed to stop there, not coming in any further. And all I could do now is just march up north and destroy everything they own. Capture those buildings there and destroy them. The towers did kill a lot of my soldiers, that was the main defeat for me. However, I didn't really need the soldiers by this point, I'd already won. I now about this point believe all Russian peasants are dead. Well, serfs as it calls them. So they can't build any more buildings. We might have a small mine somewhere, but they rarely bring peasants out for that. And then I'm just looking for the final units. I'm just capturing that last building there, and I find out that all their last strength is just in that diplomatic centre. All I have to do now is destroy that diplomatic centre, and then that is game for me. So the Ukraine is a brilliant nation, I highly recommend it. However, make sure you have it in peacetime mode for at least 10, maybe even 20 minutes so that you can get your units out, get them trained so that they will slaughter through your enemy, because they're not that good at early attacks. I think it also recommends nations such as France and Turkey to go by peacetime methods, just because of how they are. And I can't actually destroy the diplomatic centre here because I don't have cannons and I don't have grenadiers. However, their own tower, as you can see it just there, is firing at my soldiers who are behind their diplomatic centre and are destroying their own building. Which is a very stupid thing of the AI to do, but it works. Just having a final look on my land and Austria. Just getting back to see that I have actually destroyed all mines. Might be always that one odd mine we always miss. By this point I realised I've won anyway, so I put it to full speed, bring my final units down, and then check out their mines. Nope, I realise all peasants are dead. And then, what do I do here? And then I come down to this diplomatic centre, which is almost destroyed now. I've almost won. And yeah, as you can see, I won. So, yeah, as I said, Ukraine is brilliant. You can just see how quickly I went up there. However, if I had an early attack, I would have lost because it's just there. However, once I went into the city, when peacetime mode ended, Austria went out, and then Russia just slowly went out afterwards. Me and Prussia just shot up then. And you can see a similar thing with a score here, where Austria just went right down when I attacked them, and Russia did near enough the same, just a bit more zigzaggy. Now, I lost 320 serdiuks and 333 H.C. Cossacks. They definitely killed quite a lot because my Prussian ally lost 127 pikemen, 67 musketeers. Russia lost 300 pikemen, 140 cavalry, about 200 archers, 176 dragoons. Sorry, I'm speaking so fast I'm trying to get it all in. Austria just lost everything, 195 peasants, 164 pikemen, 600 musketeers. We didn't actually train much, did Austria, but oh well, they played reasonably well. And that's it.